I just finished the book Make It Stick, and I thought I would share 8 different lessons from the book and relate it to my own teaching practice, as well as my guitar method book series. I think it's really important for students to understand the learning process so that they know what they're getting into with lessons, and I think it's important for teachers to review effective teaching strategies from time to time. Number 1, all new learning requires a foundation of prior knowledge. My focus has always been on the fundamentals of music because I know that the stronger the foundation, the higher a student can go. Number 2, highly structured learning increases success. Although I tailor my lessons to fit the needs of each individual student, I also do rely on a very clear and flexible structure. You can see my 5-year basic lesson guide on my website, leadcatpress.com. 3, effective learning often feels a little uncomfortable. When you're playing things you already know, you're not being challenged to improve. A good teacher will help you identify your weaknesses and will give you exercises and strategies designed to optimize your learning. When students tell me that they feel a little frustrated, I know that they're being appropriately challenged and they're probably going to see some significant improvement rather quickly. 4, the practice of retrieval strengthens learning and interrupts forgetting. This is why I quiz my students on the fundamentals every single lesson. And it's also why my method book series, the Guitar Lesson Companion, it has way too many exercises and there's lots of quizzes so that students can gauge their weaknesses throughout the week, and they can also address those weaknesses with all of the exercises that are included. I think that that's a big reason why my students improve much faster than I did when I was learning this material. 5, alternate concepts and add variety whenever possible to avoid mindless repetition. When I'm assigning reading studies, I'll also assign chord studies. So there's something about going back and forth from one thing to the next that solidifies the learning of both areas. If a student seems like they're memorizing one of the reading studies, oftentimes I'll have them play it backwards so that it becomes a whole new study. The idea is just to give lots and lots of variety to your practice so that you're always on your toes, always a little uncomfortable. 6, when you try to solve a problem on your own first, you'll likely pay more attention when the difficult parts are explained to you. This is why when I have a student who comes in and says that they want to learn how to play a song, I will have them try to learn that song on their own first. By doing that, oftentimes they get a lot further than they thought that they would, but they also pay much more attention when I'm explaining the difficult parts. 7, we're often poor judges of when we are learning and of our own skill level, and that's again a good reason to have a teacher at your side to help you point out where you're weak and also point out where you're strong. Now, number 8, a growth mindset is more helpful than natural ability. The brain changes when you're challenged, and those new connections will make you smarter. I don't know how many times I've heard students expressing surprise at what they've been able to accomplish during our lessons, and I credit that to measuring each student's progress against their previous work, and also to encouraging them to look at setbacks as opportunities to adjust their practice strategies. So I hope this has been helpful. You can learn about all the books I recommend, including Make It Stick, on my website, leadcatpress.com.